So, GameStop, let's talk about it. It looks like we had a 2% green day on Thursday to wrap up the week. And by the way, guys, happy Easter, happy Good Friday. Hope you're all doing well out there, and have a great weekend. And happy Easter again. Have a great Easter with your families. And it looks like here, GameStop went up 2% on Thursday. Very good day. And by the way, the market is closed today on Friday when I'm making this video. So we had a great day, and it popped even higher after the bell. So GameStop at this point is running, and it looks like the charts, in my eyes, will break it down in this video. Looks like the charts are pointing to more upside, and you know at this point what happened with the Bitcoin. They're borrowing money to buy Bitcoin essentially. They're trying to be MicroStrategy at this point, and become like a Bitcoin holding company or something like that. But yeah, they have a lot of cash. They're not borrowing money, and they're going to start buying Bitcoin. I mean, I think they might have already started. I have to look deeper into that. But either way, that's the news. You guys know that at this point, and we've been popping. So let's dive into it. And by the way, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Follow along for more content here. Hit that notification bell. So on Friday, we saw that, or Thursday. I keep thinking it's Friday. Today's Friday. Yesterday was Thursday, or whatever. Well, yeah, yesterday was Thursday. Today, it could be Saturday, though, when you're watching this video. But we had a big day, and now we're starting to break out towards the highs from last week, being about 27.50. So now we're breaking out pretty much to that point. And if we take this level out, guys, we could be going even higher. And look at this. On the 20-day 1 hour chart, we're noticing a cup and handle. Do you guys kind of see this cup and handle forming on GameStop? And we're up about $7 a share, 32% in the past roughly 2 weeks. Big move in just 2 weeks for the stock. And it's been a roller coaster, or it was, when the earnings came out. This thing tanked from 29 all the way down to 20, but it's been a nice slow climb back to about $27. Again, we have this cup and handle, and it kind of looks like there's more upside the more you pull the charts back. You know what I mean? You guys see that cup and handle? It's pretty clear as day on the 4 hour chart. We have a golden cross. We're above the moving averages. So I'm thinking if this really starts pushing the high 20s at some point next week, maybe the week after, it might take some time. Who knows? If it even does happen. But if we start pushing high 20s and we break into the 30s, that would be where a lot more upside could come. That's in my opinion. We'll see. 35 is the high from earlier this year. I mean, that wasn't too long ago. Early January, about 3.5 months ago, we hit 35, $36. I feel like we could be hitting that again. Maybe. I don't know. If we saw a squeeze even, if things started to get hypey again, maybe we get there. But it all comes down to if this cup and handle plays out, if we break out of 28, $30 a share. That is a resistance. You guys have to realize that. Big resistance here. But if we're able to start breaking these levels, hey, we could be going higher. And 35 could be the target, which was earlier, again, the high from earlier this year. If we break that, who knows where we're going to go from there. But let's take it easy. Baby steps, guys. Step by step here. Let's see what happens first. This week, upcoming week, at about 28, $30 a share. That's going to be the spot to watch on GME. But overall, it looks like shareholders are taking this whole MicroStrategy 2.0 strategy, right? They're taking this and they're running with it. The stock's running. But we're not really above where we were yet from pre-earnings. Keep that in mind. Or wait, did we spike to 29 or $30 right after? Yeah, so that was right after earnings. we're still not above that point. That's another point worth mentioning. We are not out of that post earnings high yet, which I would like to see us fully recover that dump off, which we did pretty much now. We're almost there, but then retake that previous high, which is around 29.50, 29.75. So that's a big spot. GameStop's got to get out of there, guys. And the setup looks decent. Again, the cup and handle, we have a nice breakout potentially forming. So let's see if it actually happens. That's where it's going to get interesting, to say the least. I'm going to set my alert at $28 a share, one of them at least, and I'll put another one at I'll do one at $30 for now, and then I'll monitor it throughout the week and see what goes on with GME. But man, it's interesting, and I'm curious to see. I'm not in the stock, by the way. Full disclosure, I'm not in this stock, but I'm very interested to see how it plays out over not just the coming days and weeks, but obviously longer term as well. What's going to happen? Because we already know the strategy is not to be a video game retailer anymore, right? I mean, now they're transitioning into buying a bunch of Bitcoin. They're easing it in to kind of see how shareholders feel about it, how the market takes it, right? They're easing the strategy in a little bit. And then in a year or two, they're going to be a full-on Bitcoin holding company, pretty much. That's the direction we're going here. But they're easing it in now. They're easing it in, seeing how shareholders, how investors react. If they get the approval, which it kind of seems like they are a little bit right now, they're going to just go full-fledged into it, which I guess is kind of the plan. What else are they going to do at the end of the day? Their actual business, GameStop's business, from what we know from growing up years ago, you know what I mean? GameStop's business is not what it is anymore, or what it was anymore. It's not growing at all. It's obviously declining like crazy. But the Bitcoin strategy might keep them alive for a while. If you're in the camp that Bitcoin's gonna go to 1 million, think about it. These companies buying Bitcoin with debt, or even with cash on the balance sheet, these companies, if they hold Bitcoin long term, they're not even really selling a product, but their reserves, their cash, or their Bitcoin in this case, if you think it's going to go from 80 to 1 million, 80,000 to 1 million, that their cash reserves are going to grow so much, it's almost like a revenue source. But it's not, I guess, technically. Or maybe, it's technically not, because they're not selling a product. Their cash is just growing. In this case, the Bitcoin's growing like crazy. So, hey, it might explode GameStop's value over time, but it's really just tied to Bitcoin. What you think Bitcoin is going to do. So at some point, not now, but at some point, it's going to fully rely on Bitcoin if essentially they go all in on that strategy, which again they're easing in, but we'll see over time. So what do you guys think? I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow along for more content. Join the email list. It's free. It's an email stock newsletter. I send out my top stocks weekly. That is linked down below. Get in there. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you in the next video.